Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop. That's me, Debsy. Bloop. Hey guys, and happy Friday. I hope everybody is having a great Friday. If not a great Friday, then a good Friday. And happy December 1st. Not to get too much into what I did today, but I spent today in the emergency room because of my knee. So I am on a steroid right now, which hopefully is going to kick in and help my knee pain and my lower back pain. And now the problem was my left knee, and now my right knee is being like, hey, there's a party, somebody invited me. So we'll see, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the Golden Bachelor's finale. It was last night. Oh, sister, I got all kinds of thoughts and rants on this. Let's get it started. Bachelor royalty was there. Bachelor Nation royalty was there. For them, that means Zach Shellcross. Ugh. The most boring bachelor of all time. If not the most, then at least in the top 3. There was Charity. There was fucking Barb. Why does Barb need to be there? You know? Pete, Pilot Pete, the first Pilot Pete, his mother. Braden was there. Susan, my favorite, Susan was there. Kathy was there. Joan was there, Ellen with the eye rolls later on, and Sandra, and there were a bunch of other people. Now, listen, I'm going to give you a heads up. I read a little bit, I skimmed a little bit of the story that came out ahead of the finale from The Hollywood Reporter. I wish I wouldn't have, because it greatly influenced how I watched, my attitude of what went on. If you have not read it, basically the meat and potatoes of it was that who we saw and who the producers portrayed on the show may not have been what the real story is. Because the producers had put the narrative out there that he lost his wife in 2017 and he had never dated until now. And now I'm going to say allegedly, they had Hollywood Reporter talked to one of his former girlfriends, and she just used the name Carolyn. Apparently, allegedly, this woman is saying that they started dating, I think I had heard that they started dating a month after Tony, his wife, had passed, and that they dated for like 10 months. She moved in to his home with him in Indiana, and the reason why they broke up was because of her weight. I guess she gained some weight, he didn't like that, and he broke it off. This is all alleged, but from the past, this is not a show that has always done a great job in vetting people who were on the show. It wouldn't be the first time that something like, allegations like this or terrible, salacious allegations had come out. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to tell you right up front that muddied the waters, and that kind of changed how I watched it. So you might get some spiciness here. So Gary's talking to his 2 daughters and his granddaughters, and he says, "Yes, I've told both the ladies I love them. They've told me that they love me." So first off is Teresa. About Teresa, he says, "Teresa's logical, just like me." Now listen, this right here is one of the reasons why I think he's going to pick Teresa, because he can see Teresa, a lot of himself in Teresa. So Teresa meets the daughters and the granddaughters. The main question the daughters want to know is, if my father would propose to you, would you say yes? And her answer is unequivocally yes, she would. And then they find out that their father's story and their father's experience with losing their mother doesn't differ that much from Teresa's experience or trauma over losing her husband, Billy, who was her childhood sweetheart and her high school sweetheart. So they feel like they fit together perfectly because just of how similar their losses were. And they said that they're basically bonded by the trauma, and that bonds her to their family. Both daughters really like her. So then everything goes great. Everybody loves Teresa. Gary and Teresa leave, and he tells her he loves her. And in the confessional, he said that he can see her fitting in very well with his family. So for their date night, they basically just spend the night talking about like Billy and Tony. And Teresa says, listen, I would love if you picked me, but if it's not me, I'm going to be devastated, but I don't want you to pick me if I'm not the one. And she says, I just want you to be happy. Even if it's not with me, I want you to be happy. I'm saying that if he were to pick her, if he were to not pick her, she would be devastated, but she would get over it much easier than if Leslie was not picked, is what I'm thinking. So it is Leslie's up next. She talks about Leslie. He talks about Leslie, and he says that he likes her because of her sense of humor. They're very alike in their sense of humor. And so initially the daughters are feeling like, the interaction between the two of them is very natural. The granddaughters were like, yesterday we met Teresa. We were like, Teresa's it. That's it. We love Teresa. Teresa's the one. But then here comes Leslie, and they're like, wait a minute. We really love Leslie too. The daughters are talking to Leslie. And the question comes up of, would you accept a proposal? And she says something like, I've never committed to one person by my choosing. And that's because of the divorce. Like, she was all in, but they weren't. Gary's talking afterwards. Gary's talking to the daughters, and Gary says, Leslie's fun and I love being with her. Now, here's the thing. That to me, I don't know that translates to like a marriage and like a life together, because yes, you do have to be able to have fun together and you love being with her, but I feel like there's more that has to go into it. I was never married, so I'm just saying, I think there's more. And at this point, I don't know. I'm feeling like I didn't think I would say this ever, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe it's not popular, but maybe Teresa might be the better one for him. One of the daughters had said she got very emotional, and her question was, is she being emotional because she's struggling with what she would do if he proposed? That right there, before heading into this night, I said, he's going to pick Teresa. After his daughter said that put a doubt into his mind. That right there, that was what sealed the deal. That was when he made his mind up, after hearing that he was going to pick Teresa. You can tell me I'm wrong. I really don't think I'm wrong. I mean, I could be, but I'm not. So, and so they went outside, him and Leslie, and listen, she noticed this as well. I thought that their goodbye was off. The day before, when he said goodbye to Teresa, he said, "I love you." He kissed her. With Leslie, he hugged her. He didn't say, "I love you." It was just awkward. He gave her a hug. He didn't give her a kiss. I thought the energy was off, and so did she. So on her date night, she went in thinking she was still a little confident, but not as confident. So they were talking, and Gary had said, "Listen, I admit the pressure is really getting to me." He apologized. He said, "Let's start over. Let's have a glass of wine. Let's start over." She gave him a very nice keepsake of a book of memories. I mean, they had 4 memories, but nonetheless, she gave him a book of memories. There was that one picture of the two of them when he was kissing her up against a wall that looked kind of creeper. Like, it looked like somebody was sitting up in, like, you know, a window and had like a zoomed in lens and was taking pictures. Like, creepy. That's what I thought. So she says to him, "I love you very much." His reaction, as a lot of times this was a similar reaction, he said, "That's such a special sentiment." That's such a special, "I love you very much." That's such a special sentiment. I would have burned the town to the ground. Seriously, I would have kicked his ass straight the fuck out. There's gonna be cussing straight out. So he says, "I know, I can feel it." I guess meaning like he could feel the love. And then he says, "I can't." And I was like, what? Meaning like, I can't feel the love for you? You just said it like a day ago. And he was talking about how you're my girl and I can see you being the one for me. And now he can't? Okay. And then he says, and she's crying, and he's like, "Be happy." Be happy? After it looks like you just low-key, like, broke up with her? Be happy. And she says she wants him to be happy too. So after this, I was like, wait a minute. Did they break up or... Because then he said, "I'm going to get going. I have a tough decision to make." I thought they broke up right there. So he goes out to the steps. Listen, I feel like this was not filmed. This was not filmed in one of those like very exclusive like la-di-da-ta-da resorts. Because he was sitting on, I don't know, was it up on like the 3rd floor of like a building? Or, anyways, that's neither here nor there. He is saying that, listen, when there's a rhythm and a back and forth and a natural connection between two people, if something's off with one of them, the other person can sense it and can feel it. He's like, "I got to go back and talk to her." So he says, "I got to go back and talk to her." So he rings the doorbell. At that point, I would have been screaming, Who is it? Get out of here. No, I'm not talking to you. He's like, "Can we talk?" "Well, of course you're going to have to talk. She's under contract and there's producers who are like, you're going to answer that door." I would have said, "Fuck you and get out of here," is what I would have said. But so he comes in to talk. He says, "Listen, I admit it. I have fallen in love with Teresa." And she then let it fly. She was like, "So you lied to me. Everything that you said was a lie." And he says, "Nope, because at the time it was true." So she says, "So we weren't off. It was you. You were off." Gary says, and she was like, what went wrong? What the hell happened? Where did it go wrong? He said that nothing went wrong, but just Teresa is more of the right person and the right fit for him. And then he says, if he knew that he would hurt someone like this, he would never have signed up for this journey. What did you think was going to happen? You're dating all these women. They're telling you that they love you. And time is going past, and that love is getting deeper and stronger. And you're not doing anything to make it seem like you're not falling in love because you're saying it. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, I get it if somebody has never seen these shows, but come on. I didn't buy it at all. So she was devastated. Listen, once again, I would have told him to fuck clean the way off, all the way off, right down the street, you street, to right down to fuck you Boulevard, crossing with Screw You Avenue is what I would have done. That they would have had to censor me to the hilt. They would have paid $1 million to censor me. And he says, wait a minute. Now he tries to tell her, oh, no, don't think that. Don't think this and that. Don't think that. She was like, you're gonna tell me what to think. I'm gonna think what the F I want to think. Thank you. I don't know who you are. And then she comes out and she says, wait a minute. Ugh, I'm so worked up. I can't even get to my notes. And apparently he said things to her that like made her think she's the one. So then 12 hours later, that just changes. She has her heartbroken in front of the country on TV. She spent $60,000 on a dress and she wrote her vows. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you, don't do that. I don't know why you did that. That didn't come across as being like the sanest is all I'm saying. Now at this point, and he was trying to hug her. At this point, I would have been like, you better not get your hands on me. You're gonna get kicked low. I'm getting kicked low and hard. And she was really, really upset. And I guarantee you, she was probably triggered by it. It probably triggered her a lot because she's had 2 divorces. So these are 2 men that eventually, that at first chose her, but then had fallen out of love with her. So ultimately, we're not choosing her for the long run. And so now here's this guy doing it. And then seriously though, whenever she said time's running out, and she just kept saying time's running out, I'm gonna tell you what, I wanted to get on a plane to Los Angeles, meet up with my friend Kristen Burns, and find him. Maybe not hurt him, but give him a stern talking to. Maybe throw some frozen meatballs at him. Go low, aim low. So that was it. But then we had Leslie coming on for the glow up. Leslie did a glow up. I'm telling you, Leslie looked good. She comes on. They said, how are you feeling? How do you think I'm feeling? How do you think I'm feeling, Jessie? She says, I was completely blindsided. She said, but she could tell after they met the family, she could tell that he put a wall up, like right after the visit. And he had said something like, I'm spent. So she thought maybe he was just exhausted, but there was something in her that was like, something's not right. During this whole thing, she said she was 100% confident. Now, she had said that she is not the type of person that jumps to conclusion and like puts the cart before the horse. And she is the person that waits until something is an absolute definite before she moves on, before she's going to move on to the next step, which in this point would be buying a dress that's blue, that matches the blue in both of their eyes perfectly, and spending $60,000 on it, and writing vows. But she felt like, based on things that he said that did not air, that he was going to be picking her. So let's bring out Gary. Let's bring out the asshole. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I would not have said that about Gary before. At the start, I was saying, let's protect him. Let's not protect him, because the way that he did her was dirty. And if the thing that I had read in the Hollywood Reporter story is true, then screw that. Don't protect him. He's a dirtbag. So they bring Gary out, and Leslie says, listen, I was myself with you. I felt I could be genuine and I could be myself with you. I thought that you were a caring person. She said, and then she said, I fell in love with your integrity. Words meant so much to me. Every word, everything he said, he took it to heart, and she kept it there. So I guess apparently she had said there were things that were said in the fantasy suites that were not aired that I will never reveal. Reveal it, please. Please reveal it. Why? This guy's a dirtbag. Reveal it. I would have said everything. I would have said every damn thing. And so he says all this stuff. He said all this shit behind closed doors that made her think that he was really the one. I'm thinking that he was like, you are definitely the one. I'm going to be picking you. Even that being said, though, she should not have gone out and bought a dress. But I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he was like, I'm picking you. And then she went out and bought the dress. She's like, what the fuck happened? What happened? And he's saying he's saying he got caught up in the moment. He put like blinders up so that he could give everybody a fair shot. He got caught up in the moment. He said I love you. And in the moment, I guess I did. He got caught up in the moment and said, I love you. And listen, when they said that, and then he said, it didn't go wrong. Nothing went wrong. It's just that someone else was a better fit for me. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, during this whole interaction, some of the ladies from the Golden Bachelor season, listen, they were not having any of this. Nancy did not look too happy. Faith did not look that happy. Neither did Joan. But listen, Ellen would have been me, because Ellen's eyes were rolling that entire sequence. And I can't say that I blame her. But listen, ladies, guess what? Don't be upset. You dodged a bullet. I think you dodged a silver bullet on that one. Terrible. Are you kidding me? So Leslie, he's at this point, honestly, I didn't pay complete attention after that, when he said, I got caught up in the moment. I kind of checked out a little bit. And he said, I apologize. Leslie's like, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to accept your apology. Right. That's right. That's correct. Just because somebody apologizes, that doesn't mean you have to accept it. You don't have to. You can accept. You can forgive and you can forget. Or you can forgive and not forget. Or you can just not forgive and not forget. Whatever. She is choosing. It sounded to me like she was not choosing to accept his apology. But she said she's glad that he said he loves her. Like Jesse was like, would you change it to him never saying I love you? She said no, because when he said I love you, it opened up her heart to love. And she's not really angry. She's hurt. Fuck you, Gary. Listen, screw you. So proposal day. At this point, I was like, who cares? So listen, you can't run a comb through Teresa's hair, and you can't maybe pick a spot where a time when there's not gale force winds coming in, blowing up her hair. So, okay. She meets him and she goes through her spiel. And then he says, oh, this was so dumb. He says, you're not the right person for me to live with. And then there was the longest pause in the history of television. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna jump off this cliff. And then finally he says, you're the one I can't live without. Boo! No, that's stupid. That's dumb. So they get engaged. All the family come out, the daughters, granddaughters. I thought that was nice. They bring them out. They're engaged and everything. The thing I didn't like was he said that he saw that Teresa knew how to nurture a relationship. I don't think anybody else is going to say anything about that, but I felt like that was, I don't know if it was an unintentional dig at Leslie. It probably wasn't, but I like to overthink things. I thought that was like kind of shitty to say, especially like when Leslie's 2 marriages ended in divorce. I thought that was shitty. And listen, I need after this show for no one to say the phrase knocking boots, because Teresa was like, I knocked his boots off. No, the kids were mortified by that. I would be too. So they showed a little bit of Joey's series, or Joey's turn as the Bachelor, which is starting in January. I love this. Listen, I'm going to tell you, there were 3 acceptable Bachelor candidates from charity season. That would have been Joey, Tanner, I love Tanner, and John V. And they went with Joey. I think he's going to make a great Bachelor. I like him. I like him a lot. He just seems down to earth, and I like him. I do like him a lot. And then they said that stay tuned though, because there's life-changing news that will change Bachelor Nation forever. And I was like, what the hell is it? Is Teresa pregnant? But no, she's obviously not. So they're sending them on a trip to Italy. Groundbreaking, earth-shattering. They've done that before. But wait, Gary says, and this, once again, this is when I was like, is she pregnant? Because Gary's like, we're getting married as soon as possible. And then he's like, because death and the Grim Reaper are so close, we got to get married while we can, because we're going to die. So they're getting married, and they're going to be getting married on TV. It's going to be the golden wedding. Save the date for January the 4th, 2024, because they're getting married. They're getting married on TV. And they said that all the Golden Bachelor women will be there, or your favorite Golden Bachelor women will be there. Oh, I cannot listen, Linda. If Ellen is there, oh my gosh. I need a tight shot on Ellen's face if she's there. I swear to God. So there it is, the Golden Bachelor finale and after the final rose. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to be watching the wedding. I will be commentating on it, and I think I might even have a little spread out. Ooh, yeah. How about if we try and do that? How about we try and plan that? A little wedding. Oh, yes. I might do that. We might do that. Okay, so tell me in the comments what you thought of everything. And with that being said, I'm going to go and watch a little bit of the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting. My mom taped it, so we're gonna watch that. We're gonna have a nice time together, some bonding time. Well, every day's bonding time with us. Maybe I'll make a little hot cocoa, put a little bit of collagen powder in there. Wait for my prednisone pill to kick in. Sounds like a good Friday night. So with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, responsibility, hope. I'm throwing everything in there. Hope and understanding and responsibility in there. Please take care of one another. And remember, always be aware of your surroundings. And number 2, stay safe, no matter where you're at. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I still have to watch Bachelor in Paradise. That was something. I gotta watch it. I gotta make notes because I did watch it. I did not make any notes. So I'm gonna have to do that. And you will get that video tomorrow. So I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Pray that this pill takes effect and works on my arthritis. Bye guys. I love you.